This morning's scripture reading comes from the Gospel of John, chapter 15. And if you'd like to follow along in your bulletins, you're welcome to do so as the text is printed in them. Hear these words. I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine grower. He removes every branch in me that bears no fruit. Every branch that bears fruit, he prunes to make it bear more fruit. You have already been cleansed by the word that I have spoken to you. Abide in me as I abide in you. Just as the branch cannot bear fruit by itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. Those who abide in me and I in them bear much fruit, because apart from me you can do nothing. Whoever does not abide in me is thrown away like a branch and withers. Such branches are gathered and thrown into the fire and burned. If you abide in me and my words abide in you, ask for whatever you wish and it will be done for you. My Father is glorified by this, that you bear much fruit and become my disciples. As the Father has loved me, so I have loved you. Abide in my love. If you keep my commandments, you will abide in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. I have said these things to you so that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be complete. This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. No one has greater love than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. You are my friends if you do what I command you. I do not call you servants any longer, because the servant does not know what the master is doing. But I have called you friends, because I have made known to you everything that I have heard from my Father. You did not choose me, but I chose you. And I appointed you to go and bear fruit, fruit that will last, so that the Father will give you whatever you ask him in my name. I am giving you these commandments so that you may love one another. May God bless our modern hearing of these sacred words.
Am I here? There we go. I'm not a cat person. I'm a dog person. I actually am married to a dog person, and I've been infected by it, and I like our dog. Serially, I like our dogs. Dogs generally, I don't know. I'm not a cat person. You know those memes that are on the Facebook and everywhere where somebody has some cute cat picture with a caption or something? I look at those and I go, ugh, another one. They're just everywhere. But there is one from years ago that I actually like quite a bit. It was a poster that people had on their office wall a lot. It was a picture of a cat and a branch, and the cat's claws are extended and it's barely hanging on, and it says, "Hang in there." I like that one. I like that cat one. I'm going to come back to it in a minute. One of the best things about being a pastor is it's an odd thing, really. It's a very different sort of thing. You get to go see people in hospitals and in their homes, and they come to see you, or you meet them in the hall or visit with them in wherever you visit. And people do the most remarkable thing. When you're their pastor, they open up to you. You get to go next to them in what I call the places of pain in people's lives. It turns out that everybody has these places of pain, and most of us are happy and do fine, and we don't share those places of pain everywhere, but a pastor gets to go really close to those places of pain. And I just want to thank you that in this year, so many of you have opened up to me, come to see me, or come to a class and hung around, or found some way to let me do that amazing thing pastors get to do. I joke about it and I say, they pay us to go to committee meetings, but that pastoral care work, that you do for free. I've been honored to be there, and one of the things that I've noticed are some themes, and one of them is how hard it is for people. It does not matter how old they are, how hard it is to have lost their mother. When somebody who's 85 or 90 years old talks about their mother, they have a great story to tell. But if you're in that place of pain, they may just choke up, tear up a little. Losing a mother is a hard thing. I know myself. I had this weird experience after my mother died. I remembered that she had called and left me a message on one of the many phone numbers I had. And I went back to those voicemails, and I kept trying to find on that voicemail just so I could hear her voice one more time. And of course, I fouled up and canceled them all and deleted them. Sure, I'd hear her one more time, and I didn't. The places of pain that people have include losing their mother, and some of you have also shared with me. Shared, and I've been with you as you talk about the struggle you've had being a mother, to be the mother of a child who's troubled or alienated or struggling. It's hard. It's a hard thing that happens to us, to have that sort of thing happen, and it's terrible. But there's only one thing worse, and that is to be a mother or a father, a parent of a child who dies. No one should outlive their children, but this too happens. And so I've been blessed, not because you've been cursed, but I've been blessed because I've been able to come close to you time after time to be in those places of pain. And what I think about them is that they're wonderful places in some ways, but I just have to tell you that you have amazed me. Those of you who I've been able to see those places, those of you I've been with in those places, you have amazed me because you have done like the cat. You've hung in there. You've gotten through. You've made it all right. You still have held tight, and that's good. In the gospel lesson today, there is a wonderful word. It's a Greek word. It's meno. And meno translates as abide, several places in the Bible. And I don't know if you noticed, but 13 times in that reading today, the word abide is there. Here abide, there abide, everywhere abide. It's just all over the place. John's going crazy with it, as John tends to do. And it also is translated elsewhere as remain, stay with. Not just abide, but stay with, remain. Or as I like to do it, hang in there. Hang in there. You who have had pain, you who, all of us who live somewhere with places of pain in our lives, you have been able to hang in there, to abide, because I believe God has been abiding with you. That's what the text says. Abide in me, and I abide in you. I will be with you. I will be present with you. I will hang in with you. And that is remarkable. A few of you I've had conversations with who told a story or were living an experience of a relationship that you had to stop, that you couldn't continue anymore, that you didn't hang in anymore. And you carry some burden about that, some of you. And what I want to say is this: we don't hang in there for the heck of it. You don't abide just to abide. You don't just hang in because you got to gut it out and do it. That's not what it's about. It says in the Gospel of John this wonderful thing. Jesus says this, I say these things to you so that your joy, my joy may be in you and your joy may be full. The reason you hang in there, the reason you abide, the reason God is with you is not just to get by, not just to hang on for the heck of it, but so that your joy may be full, so that you may experience the fullness of joy. To live in the places of pain is not our final destiny, but to be filled with joy, to move through these places and have joy. The reason I want my mother's phone number is I want to experience again that joy, and her phone message. And I didn't find it, but I still have that joy. Don't you know those wonderful, joyous times? You don't hang in there for the heck of it. You hang in there so that your joy may be full. May it be so.